this does seem to me to be a question as to whether or not Christians need to have a theology of technology. Like this is the ultimate apologetic for Amish
Mhm.
because basically they made this move that almost no one else made, like the Amish and the old order Mennonites. They basically said, look, there are clearly values in the scriptures. We're given a hierarchy of values in the Bible, and technology implicates that hierarchy of values. Technology carries with it its own ideas, its own values. And so we have to create a firewall between our communities and new technologies that are coming on board and really ask the question, is there something inherent about this technology that is going to bring with it a reshuffling of the values that we have as a community? Like to me, one technology that clearly has done this that we just refuse to grapple with, and we've talked about this a lot, is contraception. Contraception isn't simply a tool that allows you to make decisions about your pregnancy as a couple, but it seemed to carry with it the implicit assumption that we should be making those decisions, and that it shouldn't be a default that you sort of have the number of children that you happen to have. So that was a very, very common belief among believers before reliable contraception. And then afterwards, particularly in the Protestant world, there was a 180-degree flip on that topic. And you look at how that happened, and it was technologically based. And I think we hate this idea as Americans because we're like, no, 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 more freedom. It's okay. We'll figure it out. The idea that technology comes with values. And I think that what I'm trying to understand is what is the value equation that AI is bringing into the conversation? Is there a reshuffling of values that's inevitable? Like to me, and this is sort of the second observation, is I have a sneaking suspicion that the actual wholesale transformation of technology will be more created by the coming together of AI and humanoid robots. I think that 1-2 punch is sort of game over because I think that there's sort of like a exponential multiplying effect of those two technologies coming together. The AI still has this sort of like non-embodied reality. It doesn't compete with humans in the same way. It's sort of like constrained into the internet or on our computers. We could just shut it off. We can just shut off our phones, shut off the computers. But what happens when humanoid robots come into existence and AI is walking around in your house? I think that desires and the use of what those humanoid robots are going to do, it's going to fundamentally transform what a human is, I think, for anybody who's accepted that. I think AI would do that anyway. I think it is doing that right now. It's changing. Like, for example, it's difficult to value any task that an AI can do better. And if you ever felt like as part of your, value, I like to create value through my work and I identify myself, as somebody who's really good at, if you're a doctor, diagnosing illnesses. But what do you do when the worst AI, medical AI, is 100 times better than the best doctor in the world? And we know that's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. When it comes to diagnosis, they just have access to more information. And if there are intuitions or whatever that you think exist within a human being, I think that they're going to find out like if there are ways to replicate that within AI, and then instantly the software update goes out and every AI has it. So it's just a really tricky thing. It changes values. So anyway, those are the two things I'm really concerned about, is that it seems like this demands a theology of technology. This is probably our last chance to put that forward before I think there may not be any going back. I don't know. Should we say like we want to, within this 200-acre community, have a firewall and say we're going to live a certain way and we're going to live according to these values, and we're only going to allow technology into the boundaries of this realm to the extent that we really think that it's consistent with our pre-existing biblically informed value hierarchy. But man, that requires enormous amounts of theologizing and conversation, and it just flies directly in the face of the kind of freedoms that individuals really prize in an American society. So those are some of the things, I'm really wrestling with.